Hi guys and girls, Neville again from Ndlondlo Reptile Park. We're sitting inside our little establishment here, and I just want to introduce tonight's clip, or today's clip, to you. A python had just come into a informal settlement home there and caught a goat, and consumed this. We were called out to come and remove it. It was a far way off, and it took a long time to get there. Arriving in the dark, quite an eerie feeling walking into the bush after a python in the dark. It is just outside the cane farming zone, so there are puff adders, there are Mozambique spinning cobras, and never mind snares and other things that you could stand on, illegal connections and things like that. So always exciting. Love working in the dark, gets adrenaline going. I hope you guys are going to find this as thrilling as what I found. Alright, we've had a call for a large python in Ndlondlo that's eaten a goat. Helen's at Scouts, and so got hold of Sam. That's Sam Schumacher, that is. Yeah, it's Michael's sister, and she's driving like Michael, and we're going to get to this python, and we're going to try and catch this thing. It's apparently eaten a goat, so it's got to be a substantial snake, and the guys have got eyes on it and they're keeping eyes on it. So alright, call coming in, probably it, so we'll chat to you guys later. So this call for this python came in rather late afternoon. As you'll hear in the clip, Helen was at Cubs or Scouts, and I had to rely on Sam for transport out there. Now the python or the area is a very rural area. It's about 70 kilometers from where we stay, and so it took us a fair amount of time to get there. Arriving in the dark and being so rural, you're sort of traveling on one road, turning off onto another one that happened to have a certain tree growing next to it, and then carrying on till you cross 3 bridges and come to a left-hand fork, and then you take the right-hand fork and not the left-hand fork, and it's a big navigational issue getting into these rural areas. It's unknowns. There's no cell phone coverage there. There's no location pin, so it really is a mission to get to the right place at the right time. In the meantime, the snake had started to move off from where it actually caught the goat, and had left the kraal where the goats were kept, and was now making its way down the hill towards the river. But it's quite a heavy weight. Fortunately, the local guys just sort of kept their eye on the snake from a distance, and when we got there, they could point out the rough area where it was. We located the snake, and the capture went quite flawlessly. Now, with a big snake like that, in general, I don't like to lift the whole snake off the ground. It's just one of those things. I believe that if you've got a captive python, it's a different issue. But when you're dealing with wild pythons and they start coiling and thrashing, then as soon as they're suspended over a small part of an arm or a body or a hand, then there's the risk of damaging organs, and we don't want to do that. Besides the fact that it eaten a half-grown goat. The goat weighed around about 10-12 kilos, which is already quite a sizey meal, and you know, we didn't want to lift the whole snake with that in its stomach either. So the footage is a bit unclear, but you get a good idea of what we were seeing in the dark, and it was quite an exciting capture overall.
No, I'm sure you're frightened, I'm sure. But it's understanding them, you see. Then you won't be frightened anymore when you understand them.
Alright, we've arrived at the site. Python's lying over here. He's come down. There he is over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand Sam the video, the GoPro. I'm going to go around to the other side and see if I can get it. Just keep the light on it as well.
Okay, there we go.
You can come closer, Sam.
Cool.
Come a little bit closer.
Sure. If you're careful and you're slow, you must just be very slow. You must work slowly, not quick. Slowly and quietly. Then you will be fine.
Okay. Come closer, Sam.
To your side, Nev?
Yeah, no, just come straight in.
Okay.
Just come straight in. I need you to give me some light now. Right, he's sitting here. Okay, shine on the head.
One fight.
Actually use my clutch as a block.
Okay. There's the head. And you can see he's definitely eaten something.
Alright,
Oh.
so got him.
Nice, Nev.
Okay. Sorry, Baba, just look in the car on the back seat. There's a big bag.
A big bag on the back seat. Yeah. Okay, Nev, do you want to tell us a little bit about this oak?
Alright. Well, doesn't look like such a huge python, but I think we're going to have to. There's obviously a small goat that he's eaten. I don't want to lift him up completely. Yeah, that one. And then
You
we'll
can
just.
come in now, dude. You're fine. He's got him. He's got him. You can come
Oh.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can come right up.
You can stand there now and you can watch. He's fine.
Okay.
Come. You
Okay.
see he's got him.
Just bring the bag closer.
Bring it closer. You're going to have to give it to him.
Now the big key
Here
here
we go.
is that we never
See.
pick these snakes up completely off the ground. I just have that thing. So I'm going to try and. There's the opening to this bag. Like that. And like that. Right. So let's see how the tail's curling. That's just a sign of stress. So
Oh, it got hurt.
no.
What is it?
The white stuff.
Oh,
It's to show you that he's scared.
just poo. Sam, can you grab the bottom end of the bag and just pull it out for me?
Yep.
Just try and keep, whoa, not too much. I need light here. And I'm not so sure where this goes in the bag. I'll just get him to go in. Right.
Hello.
Just get it right into the bag. Alright.
It won't come out. Ah.
You see, he didn't try bite or anything. He's fine.
Oh.
He's got a full stomach.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's going to sleep nice now.
Okay.
Are we done?
Now I've got a problem.
How do we get him up? Must I carry on filming or can I stop the filming? Well, Nev, I don't think we have a choice right now because dude's not going to help you.
Yeah, no.
Okay, how do I stop it?
I need to just pass me the camera.
Yeah.
It's still filming, eh? Okay, dude, you stand like that. Shine it on there. There we go.
Alright, so got this python, I reckon probably about 3 meters. Didn't have a real good check at his size, but estimating there. And we'll see what happens. We're going to get him into the car and from there turn around and go back. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was pretty much of a short one, but here it is.
Beautiful python with the goat in it. This is the snake Nev caught very late last night. 40 k's up the Glendale road. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's say, watch.
So this is the python in last night's adventure. We went out and caught the python that had eaten the goat. And I've got to say, it's not a full-grown goat, but it's still a substantial lamb, or kid should I rather say. And then saying kid just makes it sound like it ate somebody, but yeah, no, it didn't eat anybody. It ate a goat kid. And we're just going to let this go out. Well, I think it's a girl, so we'll just see.
Oh, she's beautiful.
The meal's still looking a bit lumpy, you know. Oh dear me, oh dear me. Right. Okay, so she's a little bit grumpy. She's taking this cage as her own.
Okay, we are going out. Sam also thinks it's funny.
Close the door.
Close the door.
Close the door.
Okay, close the door. She can still move fast even with the goat in her. At least now she can be in here for a while. Hey, beautiful girl. This will be her temporary home. So you think she's over 3 meters, hey? What's the width of this cage?
2.3 meters.
Okay, so she's longer than the width.
Yeah, she's way longer than
Okay, we're just opening the doors to try and let Nev out.
she's way over the width of the cage, so we'll just let her go and
Let her digest her goat.
let her digest her goat. Just now the sun will be in here. She'll be able to warm up beautifully.
And settle down a bit.
Settle down. This cage is 5 meters long. So if you just compare her length, she's almost the length of lying full lengthwise. So just get a shot of that in there. Yeah, I reckon she's 3.1, 3.2 meters. But we'll measure her once she's digested.
Well, wait till I get to the end, because she's sort of going on a straight stripe. And we'll sort of know where her tail comes to.
Right, pythons are a protected species, not just in Natal but across the country. they are threatened. They're under huge attack because there are people that want to use them for medicine, traditional healers, sangomas as we know them, and so the guys pay rather big money for it. And so when you get a call from a really rural area like Ndlondlo, where we fetched this python that caught the snake and caught the goat, and you've got to admire that these people didn't view it as a cash opportunity first, and that they actually did the call. And possibly just a feather in our cap as far as the years and years of conservation that goes into, or effort that we put into conservation and dealing with communities and so on, that is paying off. But the python had gone into the goat kraal and caught this goat and then eaten it. The guys were watching the snake, and that made the snake uneasy. So what the snake then did, in natural response, tried to flee the scene and went off in search of shelter and cover, and obviously on the way down the hill towards the river from which we thought that the python had originally come from. So when we arrived on the scene, the snake had already moved off about 400 to 500 meters from where the crime had taken place. This means that the snake has expended a lot of energy in A, capturing the goat, secondly consuming it, and then getting itself, its own weight, and the weight of the goat 500 meters away. So that is quite a lot of energy. We managed to capture the snake without it regurgitating the goat. We got it all the way to the pot without it regurgitating. We put it in the enclosure, and then for some reason or another, then after that decided to regurgitate the goat. But now this was a huge energy expenditure, and there was no reward for that energy because it hadn't started to digest the goat. And so it had recovered none of the energy invested in that. Now the theory is we leave the snake stall for a couple of days, allowed access to the sun to recoup some energy, and once it's done that, we will offer it a small meal which will at least return the value of the energy expended trying to capture the goat and swallow the goat. And after that we'll offer it a meal double the size, and then it will be released back into the wild, where it belongs, to do what it's supposed to do. And that's what it's all about.
Okay, the tail means she's aware, she's alert, and she's starting to feel threatened.
No, so
Is it a she or a he?
Or a he.
I'm sure it's a she.
I think it's a she.
Well, that'll be nice if it's a she.
I'm in strike range, but anyway. See where this curve is by the tummy there?
Yeah.
That part can reach here. See where the tummy and the
Wow.
tail are touching?
And you say she's super fast, eh?
Oh yeah.
You recording?
Yeah. Wait till the face
Oh, Nick, you could have made that a little bit more adventurous for us. Right, where do you need me?
right, then you
Yeah.
bring the GoPro down to that side of the wall so it comes all the way down. Set it up over there.
How's that now?
Alright, let's add it.
Okay.
Helen, if you'll stand on that side,
Okay, I don't have your head in the video.
that's alright.
Okay, cool.
You stand on that side over there
Okay.
and do with the phone. Alright. Then I'm going to sit here. Sam can come and take. Well, first
Yes.
move my crunch.
The tail.
No,
You want me from this side?
no, from here behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that side. Okay.
And then they're doing their measuring.
And then you need to go to the wall, to the corner.
Okay.
You go to the corner.
Yep.
Alright, I've got it here.
So literally nose to tail to that pink end of the...
Yeah. Vision this curve.
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the crutch.
Okay, to the.
Okay, cool. So you're going to let it go and then just measure it.
Alright, cool. So let's let it go. Just stay clear, Sam.
Yep.
Okay, that's the GoPro going to the wall.
We can't go there and use the hook stick to move her head and pick up the GoPro.
No,
You sure?
let it go. Alright. What's this the tape?
Just the tail.
So we want to come back to this other position.
Yeah.
Take it, we'll take the measurement in the corner.
Got it?
No, no.
No.
Take the hold the tape. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, what does it say?
Is this 4.5?
No, 3.5.
There's the 4.
3.5.
Oh, we're taking it from here.
Meters, there's 3
Okay, there's 3.5. Yeah.
3.5.
There we go.
Alright. Sounds like people there.
Yep.
No, they're on the there.
Oh, they've got a bicycle track.
So 3.5.
Yep.
Just flip the box over. No better feeling than to watch the snake go back. It's eaten a goat, regurgitated it, a few chickens, and back into the bush where there are no more goats to eat. Right guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that show. Remember, this is conservation on the ground, at ground level. That is what Ndlondlo is all about. It's all about conservation. And again, this last clip, one of those unpaid calls, ones that you have to go and do just because you're committed to what you do. It was far off and the costs were quite high. Please subscribe to our channel and follow our progress. There's been some positive criticism, some negative criticism. I'm afraid we can't please everybody. The music is too loud. I'm sorry guys. We're trying to rectify that. Bear with us. It's still early days in our channel. We'll get it right. And some people like to see the little inserts in between. Others don't. Well, I suppose you could just skip past some of the stuff. But we're trying to please a broad spectrum of the public here. And not always easy to please everybody. But thanks for watching. Hope you guys stick with us and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's not just going to be captures. There's a lot of other stuff to come.